The 90-day fiancé marriages appear to be in danger of failing completely based on Kimberly's screams and Daniele's startling direct messages. The 90-day fiancé, the other way couples are about to come to an end. Not only is the season almost over, but during Monday night's episode, a lot of couples expressed doubts about their futures. When Daniele discovered that Yohan had allegedly cheated on her in a direct message, DM, from an unknown person who had been dating him for 2 years, she eventually ended their marriage. When Kimberly begged for compassion while navigating her sadness, TJ and Kimberly reached a breaking point. However, TJ questioned who would stand behind him. The absence of their wedding band forced Mary and Brandon to call off their bug-infested nuptials, and Shekinah wondered if she could really put her trust in Sarper following his reversal on the topic of parenthood. Not all queries had a solution, as it appears that the drama will continue for at least one more season. Here's what transpired in the most recent TLC program. The discussion regarding children between Sarper and Shekinah kept tearing them apart. Following their unwinding spa day, Shekinah packed her bags and left for a motel. However, Sarper continued to unpack while insisting she stay in his apartment. Shekinah responded, "Well, you should have thought longer before you said those things," in reference to his remark that should they split up, he would forget about her in 2 days. I mean, it wasn't real, so at first I assumed it was a bluff. In an interview, Sarper stated, "I got scared when I saw her packing her stuff." He tossed Shekinah's clothes outside her luggage so he could keep her in his home. Sarper didn't think Shekinah could reserve a hotel room, even if he instructed her to plan a flight home. "You wish to start a family?" When he finished packing her belongings, Shekinah angrily remarked, "You are a child." He answered, "I just said what I want." Shekinah, however, restated her desire for no children. "But it's not fair to me, and what you want is not realistic. If you go to the hotel, I delete you," threatened Sarper. "Then I'm definitely going," she shot back, "because there's no reason for me to stay if that's how you intend to treat me." That was it for Sarper's attempts to hold Shekinah near. Shekinah consented to meet Sarper a few days later, having been rejected in her attempts to apologize. Given that she had no room for children in her life, she acknowledged that their relationship might be coming to an end. However, Sarper arrived with an apparently entirely different viewpoint. He said, "I want to say that I'm so sorry and that I feel so ashamed to look into your eyes." Sarper claimed to have saw and didn't want a life without Shekinah during their separation. He appeared to give up on the prospect of having children when he said, "I will never insist you on anything from now on." Shekinah, however, was not having any of it, telling him, "You just don't trust it, and you're saying everything totally different. If she doesn't want it, I'm okay with it because I saw how it will be without her, and when I put it on a scale, it is a lot heavier than having a desire for the kid," Sarper said in an interview, describing his change of heart. Shekinah, who said in an interview that she wasn't sure how to move on in their relationship, was hesitant to believe him. "How am I supposed to believe that he won't keep changing his mind?" The almost biblical swarm of bugs persisted during Brandon and Mary's wedding. The bugs not only coated their cake, but they also got into the customers' noses, pockets, and hair. The bride and groom ultimately made the decision to leave. The worst of it happened to Brandon's mother, who had a complete panic attack at the thought of the bugs touching her. She managed to reach a production van with little exposure to the swarm with the help of her kid and the 90-day crew. Later in an interview, she added, "I have never experienced something so literally traumatic to me." The unusual occurrence undoubtedly alarmed Brandon, who said, "It rains on your wedding day, it's unlucky or something. But it's raining down bugs." When Mary discovered these bugs were biters the hard way, things only got worse. The expectant bride attempted to escape the site, feeling trapped beneath her bridal gown and like a meal for the insects. In the madness of the insects, Brandon even misplaced his wedding band and returned to the swarm to try to locate it. "This situation is becoming increasingly dire, a complete fiasco," he declared. Fortunately, Brandon was able to find the ring and return home to a wedding celebration without bugs. When Brandon got home, he attempted to save the wedding cake by removing bugs from the frosting. In an interview, Mary stated, "I feel sad because it's not really the day that we planned, and I feel so bad for all the guests. For me, however, exchanging vows is the most significant aspect of the wedding. Simply said, I'm glad I'm married already." The bright side was that Brandon's mother gave the newlyweds her complete blessing at the conclusion of the day. I genuinely think they have the makings of a great love story and that they will succeed greatly as parents, spouses, and spouses. The relationship between the bride and her in-laws hadn't improved 3 months after TJ and Kimberly's wedding. She wouldn't come downstairs for days at a time, and TJ acknowledged that he felt stuck between two groups when his family complained. As the family is unable to come to an agreement over their expectations, TJ acknowledged that he had reached his breaking point. All of it culminated in a disagreement with Kimberly, who favored solitude. Kimberly, on the other hand, felt trapped upstairs rather than stuck, having been on the sidelines to avoid a confrontation with TJ's family. She described it as very isolating in an interview. "I don't think it's healthy for you to just go down there and not talk to me whenever you and I get into an argument," she also said to her husband. "I feel like I'm alone and I don't feel like I can go downstairs whenever I want," she continued. About her relationship with his family, Kimberly informed TJ, "I'm not ignoring them. I'm just not friendly with them, so I don't know what to say. And nobody wants to work with me to fix any problems. Because of it, everyone just wants to sneer at one another." Kimberly also disclosed that she had been despondent, primarily due to her sense of estrangement from her friends in the United States. TJ stated icily, "You are depressed for your own reason, not because of me. Otherwise, you are aware of how often I have advised you to return to the United States if you feel alone. You are free to go whenever you choose. I want to be with my husband, but it doesn't seem like my husband even wants to be with me," Kimberly said, not finding the understanding and assistance she was looking for. The exchange turned into a yelling war, complete with Kimberly's spine-tingling cry of agony. She yelled at TJ, "Maybe give me an F, hug and say, 'I'm sorry you're depressed.'" "I'm not going to do that," he answered. "I need support from somebody who promised to love me till death do us part, for better or worse," the distraught woman exclaimed. Furthermore, this individual is not upholding his half of the agreement. He retaliated, "You're always asking me to be there for you emotionally. How about me? What about the feelings I have? Who is going to stand by me? Nobody." TJ stormed to his mother, saying his wife has made my life a living hell, as Kimberly cried, "I hate you." What was the mother's reaction? Permit Kimberly to go back to the US. Danielle has had enough of her marriage to Yohan because of his direct message. According to the American Woman, Yohan has been leading a double life for a long time. "I received a message on social media the other day from a woman who said she had been dating my husband for 2 years, since the month before our wedding, and she wanted to know if we were actually divorcing us," Daniele wrote. She informed me that she had sex with him for all these years, that she had met his father and his nephew and given them money. She was also aware that he had brought her to this apartment building and that he was married. She gave me a play-by-play of their whole relationship and detailed every single detail. She also sent me pictures that he sent her every time she saw him, she went on. One of them was a photo of him taken on Christmas Eve in his neighborhood when I was distributing gifts to his family. Danielle's whole outlook on her marriage was altered by such direct messages. "I believe that during the entire process, I have been wearing rose-colored glasses. I believe that Yohan was never truly in front of me as I was seeing and believing he was. Really, I don't even know who this man is. There are at least 6 different women that I know have had an inappropriate relationship with my husband," Danielle discovered after doing more research. Airs on 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way.